All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this next session of mastering real estate. I mean, in this day and age and in every day and age in real estate, there's a lot of agents that don't learn how to master real estate. They try it, they get into it to see how it goes. But then there's that 2%. There's always been that 2% that really plays all out and they start to master. So today I'm really stoked because I want to talk about something that is the next C in my 4 C's of lead conversion, which is super powerful. And this is really where the rubber meets the road. We've been talking for the several previous sessions on connecting and the importance of connecting. And I've given you a lot of tips and a lot of techniques and a lot of tactics on how to connect, because you don't have a lead problem, you have a lead conversion problem. You don't really even have a lead generation problem, you have a lead conversion problem. So if you've got your notebooks, and I always tell everybody, bring your notebooks, you want to have your notebooks, you want to have something that you are writing in so that you're playing full out, so that then you can go back and you can learn about this. So we're going to kick it into high gear today. And the first 2 things I want to talk about, like I always say, is what is your expectation? If you don't know where you're going, you're not going to like where you end up. And right now in this, in this space and place of this year, right? Wherever we are in this year, right here, right now, you have a decision to make, and it's, am I on track to meeting my expectations in real estate, or am I totally derailed? So your expectations begin with your goals. Your goals have to be directly connected with your skill sets. If you are not a lean, mean lead generating machine, if you don't know how to connect with people, your problem is not really lead generation. Your problem is not really, your leads. It's you don't have the skill sets, because you're going to play at the level of your skill sets. And the level of your skill sets are determined by the level at which you practice. And I know a lot of people in real estate are like, practice, Lucy, what do you mean practice? I don't practice. The phone rings and I react. The phone rings and I, jump up like a jack in the box and I try to figure out what I'm going to do. And then I wing it, right? I wing it. And let me tell you something, after being in real estate for 23 years, after having my own office for over 15 years, after training over 6,000 agents locally, nationally, and internationally, after seeing so many people come and go in the real estate industry, let me tell you the truth. Wingers don't win. Write that down. Put it in your mirror. Put it in your rear view mirror. Put it wherever you could see it. Put it in your bathroom. Wingers don't win. And that is the huge problem we have in real estate, is that a lot of people are just winging it. So wingers don't win, and winners don't wing it. Winners do not wing it. Winners are intentional and they're premeditated. So your skill sets are going to boost your confidence. And if your skill sets are low, guess what? You're one of those people that are umming your customers to death. You're not asking enough questions. As soon as they give you the first no, you walk away with your tail between your legs. You retract very soon, when you really have to go deeper into the conversation and not take no's. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a little tip. You don't take the first no, you don't take the second no, you don't take the third no, you don't take the fourth no. You wait for 5 no's. If you get to 5 no's, then that's a no. If you get to 5 no's, that's a no. If you quit at the first no, that was just an objection. They were really maybe just testing you. It wasn't the right day, it wasn't the right time. So you got to go for 5 no's. If you go for 5 no's, let me tell you, your skill sets are really high and your confidence level is really high. That's going to bring you to the know-how. You have to learn this stuff that I've been teaching you until you can teach it to somebody else. Like if I called any one of you right now and said, okay, come and teach me what you've been learning for the last several weeks. You want to be at a level where you can teach this. Because until you get to the level of teaching this to somebody else, you really have not internalized it. Write that down. You can't play at the surface level. You got to go deep. You got to dive deep to be able to grow. So you're going to learn it to the point that you could teach it. You're going to practice it so you can test it. And then you're going to contest it. That means you're going to share it. You're going to debrief. You are going to say this works for me or this does not work for me. But please don't be like the average or below average agent that does one open house and says it doesn't work. One is not enough for you to learn it, practice it, and decide whether it works or not. Actually, open houses work all the time. The problem is that we don't do them consistently. That's going to bring you to accountability. Who's holding you accountable? I'm going to ask you this every single time that we meet. Who is holding you accountable? And if you're like most agents, you may say, well, I hold myself accountable. Well, how is that working out for you? Because if you're holding yourself accountable, you're tracking. So accountability is about implementing, about debriefing or getting the feedback from somebody that's going to tell you, you know what? Your mindset's still not right. You're not playing all out. You're not, practicing at the level that you could so that you can perfect your game. Somebody's got to tell you the truth. And that's where our ego gets in the way, because we all got into real estate because we want to be our own boss. Maybe we haven't been anybody's boss, but we want to be our own boss. That's really a hallucination. We're just saying, you know what? I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it, if I want to do it, if I feel like doing it. And that's why there's 87% of agents that are not making it in real estate this year. That's why 60,000 agents already left and went job hunting, right? They checked out, they're job hunting. And let me tell you right now, the economy is not where it needs to be for people to be getting long-term positions and jobs. So you got to really, make some hardcore decisions so that you can, again, get the feedback so that you can improve. And then the magic is in repeating. The magic is in repeating. That's going to give you what you want. What you and I want is results. You and I want results. Drop it in the chat. How many of you want bigger results, better results, bolder results, more brilliant results? Of course, we all got into real estate to make money. Trust me, 60,000 agents have not left because they've made too much money. They've left because they've made no money. And money is not even the problem. The problem is they don't know how to master the game of real estate. And that's why you're here. That's why you're watching this. And my intention is to show you how this game is played so you can dominate. But you can't dominate the game without dominating yourself. So results will give you mastery. Why do you think most agents don't know how to write a contract? Because they're only writing 4 contracts a year. Why do you think most agents don't know how to lead generate? Because they're calling or talking to people every now and then. Why do you think agents are leaving the industry and jumping ship? Because they're closing every now and then. They're on this crazy roller coaster ride when instead they could be living in mastery. And that's why you're here, because I want to teach you mastery. It's up to you to learn it. Whether you do or whether you don't, we're going to move forward. And there's those that will, and we'll make it to the other side. And what's the other side look like? A blue ocean of opportunity. And what does that blue ocean of opportunity give you? Write this down in your playbook. Quality of life. It's not about the money. It's about the options that money gives you. It's about the freedom that money gives you. It's about the opportunities that money gives you. It's about being able to invest and becoming an investor, not just, being a squirrel hunter and always reacting to the phone because the buyer called or really dominating your life. So real quick, the objectives are simple. They're very simple, but here's what I want you to do today. I want you to give yourself from 1 to 10, where are you really? Because this is where the rubber meets the roads, my friend. This is where the rubber meets the road, where you could literally gauge yourself and say, you know what? Where am I in my mindset? Am I still thinking like an agent? Am I still, thinking that I can check in, check out, and do what I want when I want? Or am I thinking like an entrepreneur that really has a goal, a clear vision in mind, and then I know that I need to level up. I need to level up. I need to diversify. I need to pivot. I need to reposition. Where are you in your mindset from being an agent? Let me give you a little thing that I know. Agents or realtors that think like agents are really acting like luxury employees. That means I do what I want when I want to do it. If I don't feel like doing it, I don't do it. I'm inconsistent. I'm not disciplined. I'm not focused. I'm not all in. I'm half in. I'm half out. That's what we call luxury employees, right? And that's where failure and quitting comes in, because real estate works for everyone, but everyone that works real estate. So where are you? Are you still like half in, half out? Or are you really a lean, mean, dominating, self-disciplined, self-motivated, self-directed. Nobody's got to babysit you. You do what you need to do, even if you don't feel like doing it. You get out of your comfort zone on a daily basis. You get used to being uncomfortable, or being comfortable, being uncomfortable, because you're on a growth pattern. Where are you on a scale from 1 to 10? 10 being, Lucy, I am world class. I am on my A game. No excuses. No excuses. Write that in that book. No excuses, guys. Excuses don't pay. Excuses don't pay. Oh, I didn't follow up with the lead because I was too busy. Excuses. Oh, I didn't follow up with the lead because there's not enough time in the day. Excuses. Oh, well, I didn't follow up with the people that I needed to follow up because I was busy doing something. Excuses. You got to identify those things. Where are you with your habits that produce results? There's only certain habits that produce results. On a scale from 1 to 10, where are you? See, if you don't tell yourself the truth, you're hallucinating. If you're not willing to have the real raw conversation with yourself and call yourself out and say, you know what? I'm just lazy. I'm unfocused. I'm undisciplined. I'm not getting up early enough. I'm not staying up late enough. I'm wasting too much time here, that, doing this, that, and the other. And I'm not developing the habits that produce results. At this point, if you've gotten this far in this agent productivity coaching, it's time to buckle up, suck it up, buttercup, and tie your bootstraps and really call a thing a thing. Call a thing a thing. That's what coaching is. Someone that makes you a little bit uncomfortable, makes you think the things that you've been compressing down. I don't want to hold myself. I don't want to call myself lazy. I don't want to call myself undisciplined. I don't want to call myself distracted. I don't want to call myself lame, but you got to call yourself what it is. And that's the only way that change starts. So where are you with those habits? Are you getting up and doing your morning ritual? What is that morning ritual? What is that morning ritual? You got to feed your brain so that you can produce better results. Or are you still having those lame, broke-minded conversations with yourself and with your circle of friends? Working smarter and not harder. What are you doing every day? Where are you on a scale from 1 to 10? What is your vision in business? If I ask you right now, what is the vision of your business? Could you articulate it specifically and paint me a picture with your words? If you can't paint me a picture with your words of what your vision is for the next 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, and 60 months, you don't have a vision. You don't even know where you're going. You're still asleep. So this is why I'm taking you a little bit deeper, and I am challenging you to wake up. Wake up. Are you a 5 in your vision? Are you a 0 in your vision? Where are you with your vision? The power of identity. If I go on your social media, what am I going to hear you talking about? What's that message? And are you the messenger yet? Are you the messenger of authority and expertise in what you do and how you do it and why you do it and where you do it and who you do it with? Or are you still stuttering because you ain't practicing, because you're not practicing? You're not practicing what you preach. I see so many agents talking about their sales. I don't see them talking about who they are, what they are, what they do, how they do it, and who they do it for. You think the consumer only wants to see a flyer? I'm seeing a whole bunch of flyers. I'm not even seeing the agents. I sold another one. What's in it for them? And then call me when you're ready to sell. They want to know you guys. They want to know who you are. People want to do business with this kind of person. People they like, they know, and they trust. Write it down. They like, they know, and they trust. If they like you, they know you, and they trust you, they want to do business with you. Your message has to be transmitted to the level that you start meeting more people and engaging more people so that more people reach out to you. What is the message in your marketplace? What is the message you're delivering? Call me. I think there was a song that said, call me if you need someone to talk to, or a flyer with under contract. I'm not saying that's bad, but that's not the messenger. That's not the messenger with the right message. So where are you as far as your identity in the marketplace? Who are you exactly? Who are you exactly? And that is where the shift begins for you in this mastery. Ask yourself, who am I? Can you answer? Can you even answer that question? Who am I in the real estate marketplace? Am I the expert? Am I the authority? Am I transmitting that message to my audience of people at every level. It's time to get real, my friends. It's time to get real. I challenge you to go Google your name and see what comes up. Go on social media, hit the little button on the right that says preview your page as I don't know who, and see what comes up. You would be surprised how inconsistent most of us are. You would be surprised how little we are sending out the message we need to send out. You would be surprised how long ago it's been since you've done a live with a market update. Hello? Market updates. There's nothing else for you to know. You would be surprised how many of us don't even know how many properties came on as a new listing in the last 7 days, because who am I in the marketplace? Am I an expert or am I still an amateur? And this has nothing to do with how long you've been in real estate. As a matter of fact, the longer you've been in real estate, the worse I see people doing, because they've gotten so comfortable with their bad habits. And the real estate industry has transformed itself in the last 36 months more than it has in the last 10 years. So what is your identity in the marketplace on a scale from 1 to 10? Be real. Am I a 3? Am I a 2? Am I a 1? And your skill sets. People don't want to talk to people that don't sound confident. Write that down. You would be hopping off of here like a hot potato if I was talking to you like I had no clue what the heck I was talking about. You would be like, ooh, out. Confidence is an energy. Confidence is generated from the inside out. You want to grow from the inside out. So where are you with your strong skill sets? Are you asking questions? And you got to reach a point, my friends. You got to reach a point where you stop you have to reach a point where you cut off the justifications of why you are still weak wherever you are weak. And we are weak wherever we are weak because we have not pushed ourselves beyond our comfort zone. I can't imagine, but if you've never had this conversation or heard someone in real estate say, I don't like people. Well, you either learn to like people or you either learn to be uncomfortable liking people, because real estate is a people business. So where are you with your skill sets? Lucy, I don't know objection handlers. I don't know what to tell people when they tell me they want to cut my commission. I don't know what to tell people when they tell me to reject the offer. What do you mean reject the offer? Well, you're not in the business. And I love having these conversations because it empowers me to bring the truth. And the truth always sets us free. Plus it ignites our potential. What do you mean the seller doesn't want the offer? It's time to huddle, baby. It's time to regroup. We got to get back to the nitty gritty. Why are we even on the market? But we just say, okay. What do you mean, okay? Would you like to hire an attorney that shows up and the judge says, I'm not accepting that plea bargain, and the judge just says, okay? Or you want an attorney that's going to be like, no, hold on. We need to reconvene here. So where are you in your skill sets? And I'm not judging anyone. I'm observing and I'm saying, this is where the weak spots are. People don't know how to make their comeback. Write that down. Your job is to learn to make your comebacks. Your job is to make your comebacks. And at the end of the day, it leads me to the last thing is, how are you outperforming your competition? Because if you're not outperforming your competition, then you got a lot of work to do. The good news is you have a lot of room to grow. So we're going to go real quick today because I want you to gauge yourself in those areas. I hope you took a screenshot. If you're smart, you took a screenshot of that last, so you can really sit down and gauge yourself so you can see yourself grow. It is so empowering. It is so amazing when you feel the growth and you're like, man, I remember when I didn't even know how to ask a question. I remember when I wouldn't even pick up the phone. I remember when, and then little by little, you start inspiring yourself, motivating yourself to continue growing. And then you can gauge your growth. So there's lead capturing, which is not really our problem. Our problem is we don't have the skill sets to do it because there's plenty of leads out there to capture. Then there's creating appointments, which is really not the problem because there's a lot of people out there that are still buying real estate. And then there's getting to the closing table, which never happens if you don't dominate the last two. So I want to recap real quick. According to Forbes magazine, and I want to bring this to light again because hey, listen, Forbes magazine, they're the gurus in a lot of different things that have to do with business. And they did a study, and the study showed that, a bad realtor has these signs. So where are you with these signs? Do you lack communication? And I know you're saying, but Lucy, I don't have enough time. That is a hallucination. That is, you have the same 24 hours that Tony Robbins, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg have. You just don't have the right priorities. And money-making activities, MMAs, write that down, money-making activities must be your priority. Ways of making money must be your priorities. Ideas for making money must be your priorities. Strategies for making money must be your priorities. Action, activating yourself to do the things that you know are going to build production must be your priority. Not TikTok, not Netflix, not Facebook, not chit-chatting with your broke-minded friends or the agents in the office that are not producing. Because guess what agents that don't produce talk about? Nothing that makes money. They don't talk about anything that makes money. So lack of communication, where are you with that? Your leadership, where are you with that? Your resources, on a scale from 1 to 10, where are you with that? Salesman's breath. I call it salesman's breath. Yes, please don't be one of the baloney agents that pick up the phone and call people and say, I'm just calling to see if you're interested in buying or selling your home. Oh my gosh. Doesn't that give you a stomach ache? If somebody calls you and asks you that question, be honest. Give me a number 5 in the chat if that would give you a stomach ache. So if you're, there you go. If you're giving me a number 5 because that would give you a stomach ache, why are you giving other people a stomach ache? There's other things you can ask, and we're going to go over that a little bit today. And so don't talk like a salesperson, because people don't like to be sold. Write that down. Nobody wants to be sold. Nobody wants to be sold. Everybody's looking to buy, but they don't want to be sold. They're looking for the right moment, the right person, the person with the message, the right messenger of expertise and authority that brings value, and then let them make the decision. And then the fortune is in the follow-up, but this is where most people miss their opportunities, and it's lack of follow-up. So I gave you these. I want you to take, if you want to take a screenshot of this, go ahead and take a screenshot of this, because you got to get started somewhere. My intention, my premeditation is not for you to be showing up and just filling up, a space and time. It's for you to really put this into action. Like, I hope you don't sleep at night thinking, I'm supposed to be putting this into action. I'm hearing Lucy's voice in my head. I'm supposed to be putting this into action. Where am I, on a scale from 1 to 10, as far as my identity in the marketplace? Where am I as far as my follow-up? Where am I as far as my mindset? Oh my God, I hope you get insomnia to the point that you are like, get sick and tired of being sick and tired of not making the money that you know you can make and you deserve to make and you have the potential to make. So when you're going to follow up, the fortune is in the follow-up. You have no idea how much money you are losing by not being a lean, mean follow-up machine. You must become a lean, mean follow-up machine. I'm not going to go over these ideas, but you can implement them. You are in business for yourself. You need to own that it is your responsibility to follow up. No ifs, ands, or buts. You are the boss. You said you want to get into real estate to be the boss. You are the boss. You are the one that's responsible for not making the amount of money you know you should be making, or for not having made the amount of money you know you should be making. And I can tell you where you fell off track, and it was in your follow-up. Because the people you spoke to a year ago that said no have probably, I'm going to guess, 30% of them bought. That means that if you spoke to 10 people last year that said no, 3 of them bought. Did they buy with you? And if the answer is no, it's because you failed at the follow-up. Numbers do not lie. And if you lost 3 transactions in the last 12 months, you lost approximately $15,000. Own it. Own it. Raise your hand, say your name, and say, you know what? I suck at follow-up. I'm losing money. Tell your husband, your partner, your girlfriend, your kids, tell everybody at home, I suck at follow-up. I lost $15,000. Hold me accountable. Because we're going home and telling our people, oh my God, I worked so hard. No, you didn't. No, you did not. It's not like you're out there cutting grass in 150-degree weather. It's a hallucination. When you hear top producers, some of them that I know say things like this. I went door knocking until I got 2 appointments and I did not come back to the office until I was done getting 2 appointments. I've gone door knocking with agents and they're like, my knee hurts, I'm sweating, my wig is about to unglue itself, it's too hot, I'm getting dizzy, my sneakers are tight. Like, and you want to make a 6-figure income? And I'm not lying. These are the real excuses. We got to go back to the office. My weave is falling apart. Or my knees are hurting, or my back is hurting, and I'm saying this respectfully, but listen, it takes sacrifice to earn 6 figures in income. I know because I go door knocking. I've gone door knocking this year and it's been hot. I wear a cap. I put on my sunscreen, my feet hurt, and we don't come back until we're done with the amount of door knockings we said we were going to do. That's called determination. So there's 2 types of real estate people out there. Those that get offended when somebody nudges them or pushes them beyond their comfort zone, and those that suck it up and say, you know what? Growing pains will help me grow. Which one are you? But you got to follow up. You have to follow up. So here's where I want to take you. You have more leads than you know what to do with. Put a number 7 in the chat if you are willing to tell yourself the truth, at least for one time this week, and say, I've got a lot of leads I can revive. Drop a number 7 in the chat. So your job is to revive your dead leads. The leads that, you know what? A lead is not dead unless, with all due respect, you've been to their funeral. If you have not been to their funeral, it is not a dead lead. Your mind is telling you to call it a dead lead so that you can justify not following up. And there's so many ways to follow up. I just gave them to you. Don't tell me, listen, all these ways you can follow up. Don't tell me that you don't have time. There's nothing else to do when you're at a red light than text people a video text. But you're sitting there, singing the Karol G song. She already made her money. You need to make yours. You should listen. Hello, your car needs to be a university or needs to be a lean, mean lead follow-up opportunity at every red light. At every red light, I'm sending out a follow-up video text. At every red light, I'm messaging somebody. I can't believe there's still real estate agents that don't utilize their dead driving time. I'm not saying do it while you're driving, but trust me, there's plenty of red lights wherever you're going. So I'm trying to ignite a little bit of your ideas. All of you have at least 100 people in your phone. Create a video. Say hi. Hi, it's Lucy. Just wanted to remind you, I'm in real estate and I'm looking to help 50 people this year in the next 12 months. Who can I help that to buy or sell real estate? By the way, I hope you're doing well. Reach out. Let's connect. I'd love to chat with you. How long would that take for you to do? And you didn't even say a name. You just did but you know what? It's not your focus. So your problem is not your time. Your problem is not you don't know what to do. Your problem is your focus. Write that down. Your problem and my problem is your focus. And let me tell you, where focus goes, energy follows. And where energy follows, that expands. So you're sitting there, oh my God, I'm making no money. I have no closings. I'm making no money. Guess what you're expanding? You're expanding exactly that. Oh my God, I have no money. I have no closings. So your job is to revive leads. Now, this brings me to techniques and tactics. You already know the techniques that I use is the 4 C's to lead conversion. They work. Trust me, they work. I'm not testing this. I'm not contesting this. This works. I guarantee you this works if you work it. So the first C is connect, and the second C is the most powerful one, is show you care. You would be surprised how many agents don't show they care. All they're worried about is, show me the money, honey. And that's why they're not making money. Because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So I want to focus a little bit about, so Lucy, how do I show that I care? It's all in your dialogues. It's all in your scripts. It's all in your objection handlers. And these are all the scripts that you need to learn if you're in real estate. Like you need to internalize these like you know your name. And this is where your hard work begins, because every morning, part of your morning, I am surprised how amateur real estate agents don't even remember they need to practice, but they want to win. That would be like Tom Brady never practicing, but expecting to win. Would that even make sense? Drop a number 10 in the chat, or drop a comment. Does that even make sense? Put a yes, put a no if you agree. Tom Brady showing up to the Super Bowl without practicing all year and expecting to win. What would you call that? I would call that hallucinating. Well, guess what? That's what most real estate agents are doing in our industry. They're not practicing their dialogues. They're not practicing their scripts. They're not practicing their objection handlers. Oh, but hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm showing up and I'm expecting to win. Really? How is that working out for you? So at the end of my presentation today, I'm going to leave you with my director of mentorship for Southwest Florida Real Estate and Business Academy. And I'm going to ask her to give you a free gift. And it's a link that we have to a space and a place where you can show up and you can practice with other high-level players. But you got to show up. You're not doing me a favor. You're doing yourself a favor. Don't do it for me. Do it for you and for your family. Because here's what I know. When I was broke, it was painful. When I was broke back in the year 2000 and I didn't know how to make money in real estate, it was frustrating. When I was broke back in the year 2000 and I wasn't making any money, it was stressful. When I was broke back in the year 2000, because I didn't have confidence, I had no skills, I didn't know what to say, I didn't know how to say it, and I was scared to go prospect. It was the thing I thought about every morning when I woke up and every night and then I would hallucinate and say, but I want to do it for my family. I want to do it for my kids. And still that did not make me do what I needed to do when I had to do it. It was until I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so for those of you that are sick and tired of not making money, I want Talia to gift you that link, and you'll say at the end, and she'll give it to you. She'll give it to you. You use it or you don't. Doesn't matter to me, but it matters to me if you use it, and I can help you change your life. And I can help you start living a better quality of life. And I can help you not quit real estate and be one of those 60,000 agents that left. And I can help you really find your A game in real estate. So these are all the scripts. Take a picture. I'm not going to go over these. If you want to learn how to do these, you got to reach out to Talia, and she'll invite you to a session where she will show you how I have taught her and coached her on how we role play, how we practice, how we put our A game on first in our mind and our thoughts, and how we, do real estate as a winner. But you got a lot of learning to do. So in closing, let me just give you an example. Some of these are the things you need to talk about when you call customers. Not asking them, do you want to list or sell? If they wanted to list or sell, they'd be calling you. Excuse my throat. I've been talking too much, but that's a good problem to have. That means I've been talking to a lot of people, because I am the voice. I have determined to be the messenger with the right message that will find the people that are really serious about growing their businesses, transforming their lives, having more freedom, having more money to have better options for themselves and their families, learning how to generate income in real estate, because real estate is a massive income producer. It may take a little bit of time, but let me tell you, honey, when the money starts coming in and you start learning how to play this game, there is no stopping you. Like I said to someone that I spoke to yesterday, and I'm going to share this with you. There's two paths in your highway of life. There are two roads in your highway of life. One is opportunity and one is money. One is opportunity and one is money. A lot of people go for the money. I thank God I went for the opportunity, because opportunity opened doors for me that taught me the things I needed to learn so that today I can be who I am. And now I can go back and help other people. And I can go for my second mountain of success, one hand up, one hand down, which means I'm going to the top, but I'm bringing others with me. Maybe you're one of those others. Maybe you're not. I don't know. Only you know. And your actions will speak for themselves. But I want to share with you some of the things you need to say to people when you call them. You know, these are the questions that will lead you to showing that you care. Not do you want to list or sell? Do you want to list or sell? Do you want to list or buy? Doesn't show any care. Asking people questions about themselves shows them that you care, that you're taking the time, that you're interested. Okay. And when you're talking about objection handling, and you're only going to learn this by practicing, trust me, listen, you're only going to learn this and master this by practicing. That's why I'm going to leave you with Dalia so you guys can ask questions. So Dalia, how can I be part of this practicing? How can I be part of this mastering, implementation that you guys are doing? How can I be part of this? Because I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of not making any money. Or I'm sick and tired of just closing 10 deals a year. Or I'm sick and tired of only closing one deal a month. Like I really believe, I really want, and I'm really dreaming with being able to close 3 to 4 transactions a month. I don't know where you're at. Only you know. So how do you stack up against your competition? That's your homework, my friends. Who is your competition? Please don't be one of those agent-minded realtors that don't even ask. So who are you working with out there? Who's showing you properties out there? Who are the other agents that you're going to interview for the job of listing and selling your home? Because if you don't ask that question, you're an amateur. You don't even know who you're going up against. How are you going to outperform them? So how do you stack up against your competitors? Because you have competitors. Okay. To lead generate, you have to compete. And to compete, you have to know who your contenders are. So Lucy, how do I find out who my contenders are? It's all in the MLS. It's all in the MLS. Let me tell you something real quick that you can do. Jump on the MLS. Step number 1, write this down. Step number 1, jump on the MLS. Step number 2, go look up your address where you live. Yes, because we all have a place that we live, right? We all show up to a place in a space where we sleep at night. We got these bad habits. We eat, we sleep, we watch TV. Go do a 2-mile radius search from your address on the MLS and see who are the people that are taking your money from right in your backyard, because you're not talking to your neighbors, so somebody else is. And then we try to tell ourselves, but nobody's buying, nobody's selling. That is a hallucination. So for you to lead generate, you have to compete. And for you to compete, you have to know who your contenders are. And for you to know who your contenders are, you need to run some intelligence on them. I just told you the 3 steps, right? Give you 3 steps. I just taught you something that would probably take you 10 years to learn in 3 minutes. And as a matter of fact, I would even invite you or encourage you, go ask your colleagues, hey, do you know who your contenders are? Where are you looking up your competition? They don't know, because if they knew, they'd be doing it. So this is really important, because this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you take your business to the next level. There's a bright future ahead of us, guys. I don't know about you, but my future is looking bright. My future is looking full power. Like, I am unapologetically on a growth pattern. What are you unapologetically on? You get to decide. You are the captain of your ship. You are the author of your life story. Who are you hanging around with? I am going to encourage you guys to share this, bring people along. I say it every week. Follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Go look at my cheesy, wheezy, YouTube videos from back in 2014. Yes, 2014, when I was teaching how to do videos, and they're cheesy, but I love it because at least they're there. And my cheesy videos are better than the perfect videos that people still have not done, because it will show you my trajectory. I don't come to share this with you because I'm testing it or I'm trying it out. I've done this. It works. And I hope it works for you. I will see you next week. Follow me, Coach Lucy Q. Bring a running partner because you can't do this alone. None of us can win alone. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed this session with me today.